So President Trump pushing the America First agenda on the world stage while also calling out the United Nations for failing to live up to its potential.
Our senior White House correspondent, Peter Doocy, joins us now with the details. Hey, Peter.
Good morning. And a good chunk of President Trump's speech was explaining why he is going it alone, trying to end wars around the world by himself and cutting UN delegates out.
The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential, but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential. For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war.
But that doesn't mean the White House is completely ignoring the UN. After Senate confirmation, President Trump has finally installed Mike Waltz, the former national security advisor and congressman, as his ambassador to the UN.
The president hammered home in his speech yesterday, Europe can't be buying Russian oil and gas at the same time they're demanding help to fight this war. And that has to stop. The president is going to do whatever it takes, and he's going to shift positions if he needs to get this war to end.
The president is also steamed about technical problems he says affected him, but not other world leaders, including an escalator that died basically the second that he stepped onto it.
All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter.
The United Nations is claiming that a White House videographer ran ahead of President Trump to the top. And here's the quote from the UN. A subsequent investigation indicated that the escalator had stopped after a built-in safety mechanism on the comb step was triggered at the top of the escalator. But in the Times of London on Sunday, before President Trump went to the United Nations to speak, unnamed UN staffers were quoted as saying that they might turn off the elevators and the escalators and then tell President Trump that they ran out of money to make it work. But this is a legitimate safety concern, and so the Secret Service is investigating. Back to you.
It's never happened to me before. I do a lot of shopping. Go to a lot of malls. Go to the second floor where the men's stuff is, because you're walking on the first floor. It never happened to me.
That's great. And you are obviously very careful with that emergency button at the top of the escalator. But with an escalator, I've been on one that somebody hit the button at the mall, I think at the Garden State Mall in New Jersey, and it does kind of jolt forward if somebody is on it. If there was sabotage here, somebody doesn't know that the president and the first lady aren't going to fall down, and that would be a big problem.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
Also, you should secure the button if you have the leader of the free world on.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
Peter, thanks so much.
Is it a coincidence? I mean, you had the teleprompter go down. Yeah, the escalator stopped. Katie Pavlich said in the press room when they were listening to the speech, when the president started talking, the volume went down significantly.
There's a couple of things that the president brought up I thought was so great. He said the climate change hoax. All you people putting all this money into green energy, enough with the windmills. I love that North Sea, start drilling on it. Also, while calling him out and challenging people to stop wasting money on this.
That's right.
You heard Mike Waltz tell us that there's 7 commissions on climate change. Meanwhile, we got wars raging around the world. Get your act together and control your borders. Your countries are being ruined. Control your borders. If you need any help, I know how to do it. Look what we've done. And he's not making that up. Have you seen the video of France? Do you see what's going on in London? That is out of control immigration. That's like, I don't care what my people think. I want to open up my doors for no apparent reason.
The residents there, the citizens there, say they don't even recognize their country anymore.
Yeah.
And that's not saying that you don't want diversity and people to come through, but opening it up and having people bring their ideology there and not assimilating, they got radicals there. And a lot of us worry about that happening in our country when you allow 10 million people to come across the border.
Look at Michigan.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Michigan, there's
unrecognizable.
There. Yeah, we played some things from city council meetings where certain residents don't feel welcome in their own city.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.